Hey guys, it's Chris. There are all kinds of cool creatures out there, and some of them even look kind of fake. From furry wasps to turtles with green hair, here are 10 of the strangest animals that exist in real life. Number 10. Panda Ant. I know what you might be thinking when you hear the name Panda Ant. Oh, this is an ant that has panda fur, right? Well, in fact, you'd be wrong. This creature is actually a wasp, but the other part is right in regard to the fur. The panda ant belongs to the Mutillidae family, which has over 3,000 species of wasps in it, and these wasps have very unique females. First off, they're wingless, hence why some people have called them ants and not wasps. Plus, as you can see, they have a fur coat of sorts, one that is black and white in coloring, which has led many to refer to them as the panda ant due to its coat. And don't they kind of look adorable? Well, they're not. While these panda ants may look adorable to some, you need to be careful when you're around them. This is because these wasps are known for their incredibly painful sting. This led to one of their other nicknames, the cow killer. The other reasoning for their coloring is to serve as a warning, probably meant for predators that might try and eat it. This is the only wasp known to have this coloring. This species was actually found in 1938, and it inhabits the Chilean forests at Coquimbo. Try not to run into one of these, and whatever you do, don't pick it up. Number 9. Pangolin. What do you think of when I say the word armored? Do you think of a knight, or maybe a creature with a protective shell, a tank, or armored vehicle perhaps? Well, if you fuse these ideas together, you would get the pangolin, one of the most unique creatures on Earth. You'll understand why it's unique the moment you look at it, as this is a literal armored mammal, something that doesn't exist in the world outside of it. That's right, this is a unique creature because there's truly nothing else like it. Getting into specifics, that shell is made of keratin, which is the same material that is in hair, claws, hooves, antlers, and more. While certain mammals have shells or hardened skin, such as turtles and crabs, it's nothing like the pangolins. This thing is tough as nails, and even tougher to be fair. Thus, it's rare, which is actually a bad thing for it, for it's one of the most trafficked animals in the world, which has made it a threatened species. Even weirder than that, though, is that despite its defensive capabilities, it's known to eat ants and termites. This is actually the reason the pangolin is compared to anteaters, even getting the rather interesting nickname of scaly anteater, as its tongue is rather large, just like an anteater. But it's not one. It's something entirely different, and all the more unique because of it. And now for number 8. But first, be sure to subscribe to Worldless so you don't miss out on more videos like these. If you like these types of videos, be sure to give it a thumbs up too. Number 8. Blue Parrotfish. This is not a fake fish, nor something made by Disney. And yes, this fish does look like it's smiling at you. Meet the blue parrotfish, a totally unique fish that has numerous unique qualities. Let's start with the simplest. It's blue. While this is not uncommon among fish, this is the only uniformly blue species of fish on the planet, so thus it really does stand out in the oceans. Now let's go to its mouth and teeth. These teeth are actually part of its throat, as the teeth and jaw are actually fused together in a way that most fish don't do. But they do use their teeth for something truly unique. You see, these parrotfish will eat rocks and coral, and they use their teeth to grind them down until sand is created. Blue parrotfish actually help create 200 pounds of new sand every year. Apparently, this is how beaches and even islands can be formed sometimes. If you're still not impressed by this fish, however, certain blue parrotfish have the ability to make mucus cocoons that wrap around them at night in order to protect them from predators. Number 7. Mary River Turtle. The Mary River Turtle is one that can be found in Queensland, Australia. As you can see, it has green hair. So why does it have green hair? Well, no one really knows. But you have to admit, it looks very unique. helping it stand out from various other turtles that live in the ocean. This turtle is by and large the most unique turtle on Earth, but their uniqueness goes beyond their hair. Turtles have to breathe air, right? This one does. However, it can remain underwater for up to 3 days by breathing through its genitals. No, that's not a lie. Curiously, this turtle was once considered a good pet option during the 60s and 70s, though the explanation of why this was the case may be rooted in the decades themselves rather than the turtle. Unfortunately, the Mary River turtle is an endangered species, and many are hoping that it doesn't go away, because the world will truly lose a special animal if so. Number 6. Pink fairy armadillo. While there are many animals in the world that have protection via their skin or attributes, the armadillo is in a class all its own. Yet even within this species, there are ones that stand out, including the pink fairy armadillo. This is a species of armadillo that only has the armor on the tops of the bodies, thus exposing the rest of themselves to predators, which is doubly odd when you consider that the pink fairy armadillo is the smallest of the armadillo species. Due to this, the life of a pink fairy armadillo is more solitary than others within the armadillo family, including only coming out at night and residing in places like plains, dunes, and certain kinds of grasslands, where they feed on small creatures like insects, worms, and snails. Another oddity is that these creatures are ones that do not do well in captivity, even when they're taken to a place that mimics their own home. Due to this, their conservation status is a bit unknown. Number 5. Platypus. There are many names for the platypus, or as some call it, nature's reject. Why? Well, because this animal literally looks like it was sewn together by a mad scientist, or as one cartoon depicted, God running out of ideas and just throwing something together. Which, if you think about what the platypus is and what the platypus isn't, it kinda makes sense. The platypus is without a doubt a creature that boggles the minds of human scientists. For proof of this, when they were discovered in the wild, the scientists that found it thought it wasn't real, that it was a hoax put on by someone. Yet they're real, and they're very strange. They have the beak and webbed feet of a duck, the body of an otter, the tail of a beaver, and they have toxic stingers in their heels. Platypuses really are toxic creatures. It's also one of only 2 mammals that lay eggs. There are a lot of strange creatures in our world, but few rival the sheer oddity that the platypus is, which is why many people not only study it, but look upon it with curiosity to see what evolutionary events led to this creature being born. Number 4. SAOLA. In Vietnam and Laos, there is a creature so rare that it has only been seen 4 times and only gotten pictures of once or twice. It's called the SAOLA, and their appearance is just one thing that's strange about them. The first trace of a SAOLA was found in Vietnam via an oddly shaped skull. Then a few sightings of the creature led to the finding of this new species, albeit they could never capture one. It had very odd markings on it, and it looked to be a fusion of various kinds of species found in the area. But what may be the strangest part of all is that though we roughly know where it is, we can never seem to find it more than a few times, which makes one wonder not only what the animal is truly like, but how many of them are out there in the forests and jungles of Laos and Vietnam. Number 3. Red-lipped batfish. It should go without saying that any animal that looks like it has lips like a human, when many other animals don't have this feature, is definitely strange. Such is the case with the red-lipped batfish. You can find this fish in the Galapagos Islands. And true to the nature of the islands, this fish is both diverse and strange. First and foremost, despite it being an actual fish, it can't swim that well, which is due in part to the shape of its body, which is definitely strange for a fish. In fact, it's so bad that it actually uses its fins to walk on the ocean or sea floor rather than swimming. Then, of course, there's the lips. Now, while many animals in the world have lips, none are as red as the red-lipped batfish, and that's why it got its name. Number 2. Jerboa. On the surface, the jerboa looks like a rodent, and then you see its massive legs, its incredibly small arms, its long tail, and you realize that this isn't your typical rodent. In fact, it may be the strangest rodent on the face of this earth. First off, the legs are very reminiscent of what kangaroos have, and they're completely balanced upon those legs. What's more, just like a kangaroo, they're very athletic with them, and they're fast, able to run up to 15 miles per hour on those legs. Also, if you notice, they don't have arms, so those legs are likely how it does just about everything. If you're curious as to why you've never seen a jerboa before, it's because they're found in the deserts of Africa, as well as certain parts of Asia. Number 1. Axolotl. Uniqueness comes in many forms in the world. Sometimes it's a strange trait, and sometimes the creature itself is very special, that almost defies explanation, such as the axolotl. The axolotl is a rare and strange creature in nature for many reasons. First, it's a type of mole salamander that can be found in Mexico. Second, its standard form developed because its larvae fail to change during its natural metamorphosis, which turns it into a large salamander, yet one that keeps its aquatic features, complete with gills and more. Just from a look standpoint, the axolotl is unique. It looks like a creature a kid would make in a drawing, or something that would be found on another world in a sci-fi show. Another interesting fact, its eyes don't have eyelids, so thus they never close. Scientists study this creature because of its interesting ability to regenerate, which could lead to advances in medicine. But the creature is another that's endangered, so that research could be derailed if the species dies out. In fact, in 2010, it was believed they were extinct, until a search for them in 2013 found some wild ones still alive. Now, concentrated efforts are being done to keep the axolotl alive. Thank you for watching. What did you think of these strange creatures that exist in real life? Did you see any you already knew about? Do you know of any others that should be on this list because of their strange nature? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe to World List, and I'll see you next time.